and welcome to Food Neighbourhoods on Monocle Radio, where once again we visit the places locals love for their food and drink. I'm Flynn Simons. Today, Monocle's Petri takes us on a tour of Helsinki's Töölö neighbourhood, home to both traditional neighbourhood bistros frequented by the local families, as well as new eateries where ambitious young chefs seek to leave their mark on the Nordic city's vibrant dining scene. Take a listen.
Töölö is one of Helsinki's oldest neighbourhoods and traditionally home to writers and academics, as well as well-to-do business people. In other words, just a kind of slightly sleepy bourgeois district that you find in many cities just outside their central business districts. You won't find nightclubs here, nor trendy barista-driven cafes, but instead a well-established dining scene that boasts both historic neighbourhood bistros that serve the same food they did nearly a century ago, as well as more ambitious new eateries by younger chefs keen to leave their mark. Despite being located just a 15-minute walk from the city centre, Töölö feels off the beaten path for tourists visiting the city, and if you decide to skip the trendy downtown joints, Töölö is your chance to see how the locals eat and live. We start our tour at restaurant Elite, one of Helsinki's most loved old restaurants and the kind of place that actually merits the often overused word, iconic. Founded in 1932, Elite was the rallying point for Finland's cultural elite in the golden age of Finnish cinema and music in the 1950s and 60s. The photos of actors and musicians still adorn the walls and the menu too. The most popular dish in Elite, which has been on the menu for at least half a century, is the creamy onion steak that was the favorite of one of Elite's famous patrons, the legendary Finnish actor Tauno Palo. For those who appreciate timeless hospitality and good manners, Elite feels like a trip backwards in time, with well-dressed waiters, a porter that helps you with your jacket and is full of stories, chefs flambeing prawns with calvados, all the while mid-century lights by the famed Finnish designer Paavo Tynell cast a warm glow over the elegant dining hall. Elite is by no means the only historic restaurant in Töölö. In fact, there are more of them in Töölö than anywhere else in the city. Places like Messenius, Lehtovaara and Karelia, whose wine cellar is the largest in Helsinki by the way, are all worth a visit. But Töölö is not only home to classic restaurants. Attracted by slightly cheaper rents and inhabitants that are used to and have the money to dine out, younger chefs have also made Töölö their home and have brought with them both youthful energy as well as a more ambitious take on food. One of them is Eka, which offers a hearty and casual menu relying on seasonal produce such as game and berries as well as classics such as Forsmak. Young Hearts is a small and intimate bistro that offers a modern take on Nordic dining with dishes such as beef tartare seasoned with lime ponzu or roasted parsnip with fermented tomato sauce. In addition to the mix of traditional and modern restaurants, Töölö is also home to a few destinations that food lovers shouldn't miss. Rolling Cheese is arguably the best cheese shop in Helsinki, boasting a delectable selection of cheeses from artisanal producers in England, France and Italy. Rolling Cheese also has a fine charcuterie selection and makes some of the best sandwiches in town. For fresh pastries such as traditional cinnamon buns or pastéis de nata or stone oven-baked sourdough bread, make sure to check out the Levan Bakery. And no trip to Töölö is complete without a stop at Café Regatta, a cozy seaside cafe with outdoor seating by an open fire. A real Helsinki classic. For cocktails or a glass of wine, you might be tempted to head downtown for a livelier atmosphere. But before you do, why not make a pit stop at Korjaamo, a former tram depot turned into a cultural center featuring a bar, a live music venue, and a great cinema. Or Bar Favela, a popular local hangout with a warm, living room-like atmosphere.
Food Neighbourhoods is a Monocle production from the team behind the menu. This episode was written by Petri Burtsoff and edited by myself. For more food and drink stories, tune into the menu every Friday at 2000 London time. I'm Flynn Simons. Thanks for listening.